We are in a lock. Crazy.
Our time in the Oswego and Eastern Erie Canal was definitely something interesting.
Not good. Our motor overheated. We're stuck in the middle of this canal.
During our stay in Oswego, we had a lot of work to do in order to get our mast ready to be unstepped. We took out the windows of the Dodger to avoid the mainsail from scratching the windows as it came down.
Went and got groceries on our bikes.
Yeah.
Now it's all in the backpack from here. No more car. No more truck. I'm gonna just unscrew these because if they sit on the bolt through here, it puts it off the deck.
These are things that are supposed to be done by the professionals. I'm not touching it.
Touch it.
No.
You should lower it.
This one?
Yeah.
Press it?
Yeah.
How much?
You go. Press. Press. Press.
I'm pressing.
Press. Press.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Just awaiting the first lock.
Between the Oswego and Eastern Erie Canals, we had about 30 locks before heading out to the Hudson River. Since we were going southbound, all of the locks in the Oswego Canal were going up. We found that being raised in a lock was a little bit trickier because we had 13 feet of mast that stuck out from the bow. As the water filled the lock, we had to constantly push away from the wall to prevent our mast from hitting it. Fortunately, all of the locks in the Erie Canal going east were down locks, except maybe one or two of them. I had a copy of Skipper Bob's cruising guide through the canals, which we found pretty helpful. It had information like amenities at marinas, what kind of shops were in the nearby town, and where we could tie up on either side of the locks for the night.
I kind of feel a little bit like Christopher Columbus. Staying right there tonight. Hey, buddy. Show you what I found. That's a big snake. Think you can catch him? Not good. Our motor overheated. We're stuck in the middle of this canal, so we're gonna wait till we slow down a little bit and then we're gonna drop the anchor and figure out what to do. Our engine's overheated, and the only thing since we're on a canalway is that there's been a lot of debris in the water, so I figured something got sucked into the strainer. Terrifying moment is over for the moment. I hope we don't go through that again because we got really lucky. So what happened was, our strainer didn't get clogged up of things. It was right at the through hole. It got clogged up. So what I had to do was take off the hose to the strainer. I tried to shove a piece of cord down it to clean it out, but it wasn't doing anything. Opened the seacock, jumped into the motor bay, burnt the shit out of my arms, and blew as hard as I could through the hose to clean it all out. And I just heard it go blah, 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 and then water just gushed right into my face. So I closed the seacock, put the strainer back on, and then I told Steph to turn the motor on, and there and behold, we had good temperature in the motor again, and I knew we were okay. We're in 100 feet of waterway here, so.
And the boat is almost half that.
If I had to let out 20 feet of chain, we're pretty much at the bank. So I had to let out enough chain thinking that it was going to grab just enough to hold us in place that we weren't going to drift into the bank. So, woo!
Tragedy diverted. now our motor just died completely. We've tried to turn it on and it just shuts right off.
Fuck. What the fuck? So we're not getting fuel to the fuel filter.
We weren't sure which component was the issue, so Travis siphoned some diesel and hand poured it into the fuel filter to see if the issue was with the fuel pump. Because the fuel drained out of the canister, we knew that the issue wasn't the fuel pump, which meant that chances were there was a clog in the line that connected from the fuel tank to the fuel filter. So we blew out the line to unclog it and changed the fuel filter just in case.
I think I might have got it. It's not like 100%, but it seems like it might work, what I've done. But it's scary because we have to pull the anchor up right now. And we're in a pretty decent area. We've been floating around for like 2 hours now. So I know we're not going anywhere. So if I pull this anchor up and we motor on and we get this problem again, I don't know, we're gonna be up shit creek again and have to drop the anchor and hope we're in another safe spot. And then I have to start from square one. If we get there, no hiccups, and there's still
They're celebratory ice cream.
I'm getting drunk.
And ice cream.
What? Oh. No. Well, your day was stressful. Just a little bit of whipped cream helped. Hello, motor. Are we gonna have a good day today? Please.
We crossed Oneida Lake today. As we approached Sylvan Beach, it was a little difficult to see where the exit of the lake into where we would resume the Erie Canal was located. It isn't until you pass this little breakwater where you can start to see the opening back into the canal. After yesterday's overheating and fuel filter issues, we were really hoping to have a day of smooth cruising.
So we spent the night at Little Falls last night. That lock right there. It's a really cool lock. It's one of the biggest locks on the Erie Canal, which is cool. The drawbridge opens up and you gotta go underneath it. Pretty rad. Little Falls, the town is, it's a cute little town. We didn't get much exploring there because we pretty much just sat at McDonald's and tried to get internet the whole time. Parked our boat, tied it up right here, just right under the bridge. Wasn't too noisy, wasn't too bad. And yeah, today we are going to try to make it as far as we can make it.
That was the plan until not even 200 feet into our day, we encountered yet another motor problem. We burned out a raw water impeller just now. That means that there was no water going through the motor and we were overheating again. Another day, another motor problem.
Oh. I'm over the canal. So what happened was, when we overheated the other day, because I didn't notice until it was already overheated and smoking. Probably not ran that long, but it probably wore out the impeller just enough that we overheated one other time, and that probably really done in the impeller. Let's look like that. My worry is, where did all these things go? These little flat, little paddles. I got a majority of them out. but I'm hoping that they're not somewhere in the motor. So I put a backup in that wasn't 100%, but this is the last backup. As you can see, it's not really good. So I really hope we can get a spare.
Luckily, coming through the lock at Little Falls, there was another sailboat. They asked if we needed a tow, but we got some water coming out, which is a good sign. But we're just following them closely just in case something else. If it happens again, at least we'll have another boat close by to tow us to the next wall. The sun's made its way out. We're on our way to Amsterdam. Hopefully no more problems.
Knock on wood.
Knock on wood. And yeah. The sailboat that we were following had a family of 4 on it, and they were going the same direction as us. They were heading down south to the Bahamas on their way to their final destination in New Zealand. We enjoyed their company and really liked the fact that we could have conversations with people who were doing pretty much the same thing we were.
She's got me walking 2.5 miles to this place to get bloody ice cream.
But Stewart's ice cream was delish, so it was worth it 100%. Today should be the last day on the Erie Canal. We've been in the canal system now for about a week, so we're ready to head south for a little bit of warmer weather.
I'll move south.
The last walk that we just went on,
only one door works.
It was 20 feet wide and our beam is 14 feet. After a long day, we finally made it to Waterford, which marks the end of our journey through the canals. Next, we move on to the Hudson River. Thanks for following along and stay tuned as we continue south.